I don't remember the song being 4.5 minutes. So I haven't streamed long enough. I'm antsy. I want to talk. I have thoughts. Hi, everyone. Bonsoir. Bonjour. Seems like you guys just got there. It was a quick turnaround. It was very, like, stuffed trip. We did a lot of things every day. But, yeah, it was pretty quick. Hello, everyone. Bonjour. Bonsoir. Didn't know what bonsoir meant. I thought bonjour was just like the greeting. I didn't know there was a distinction between good morning, good evening. That's new to me. But, you know, I'm learning. Next trip, Japan. I think next trip's going to be somewhere tropical. I think that's the plan. But no trips for a minute. You got to save some money. I don't think we, like, balled out in Paris by any means. But, yeah, you know. Can only do so many international forays in a row. But how is everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my god, I know I'm not the only one. How fucking awesome is Survivor? I miss watching just, like, quality reality television. And I think, like, there's things to criticize. It's not perfect. I think, like, the most fun dynamic of the season is kind of manufactured in the sense that Christian, Devins, and Emily being on the same tribe is kind of bullshit. But, like, you know, what are you going to do? I like this form of bullshit than, like, Big Brother's form of bullshit or Trader's bullshit. Like, they just made fan servicey decisions, and I'm down for it. Also, I have to ask, because I think I was pretty high on the Survivor 50 cast. My only complaint was I thought there was a little bit too many, like, 10-time players on there. Basically just Ozzy, Cirie, Stephanie. Coach. Colby. I think what I like about it is because we haven't had anyone back in, at the very least, Cirie was 34, so that's 8 years ago. Aubrey, I guess, is the only, like, 4-time player to have played more recently than that. It does feel like an event, and it feels fresh. Cirie's a little different because, you know, obviously she's been on so many shows. I'm not a big Ozzy guy, but you're watching him as a character. It's been so long since you've seen him on TV. It's pretty crazy. Not to mention, you know, Coach and Colby, who, shit, I mean, what has it been? 13 years? It's been a while. So they're all delivering. The new era people are kind of getting purpled a little bit, but, you know, they had their moment. King Tatum back. We're not talking about Jason Tatum right now. I am high on the Celtics, though. My soul dies a little anytime I hear Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. Okay. Let me thank some subs. Lexi for the 25 months. Cowboy for the 9. Brianna for the 27. We're at 27-month subs these days. And T. Pillsbury for the 25. Shoutouts to all of you. Thanks for the welcome back. If you don't count Australia versus the world, I don't count Australia versus the world. I didn't see it, so that's kind of why I don't count it. Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. I think everyone is pleasantly surprised that it's not super Billie Eilish-y. You don't have a Billie Eilish cameo or, like, her promoting something. However, not enough shitting on this twist. This twist is ass. And I said it was ass when I first found out about it, watched it live on stream. Bad twist. Christian's a great sport. You could not catch me going into the diary room being like, what an inventive idea, the invisible HOH. There actually might be an exact diary room of me saying that. But if I thought a twist was genuinely ass, and I didn't know invisible HOH was that bad at the time, because I didn't know about, you know, a lot of things. The Boomerang Idol is a bad concept. No. Bad concept. You like it? Why? Bad idea. Nice try. Why? Okay. What is the case for the Boomerang Idol being a good twist? Because I have the case for it being a bad twist. The case for it being a bad twist? Someone's getting an idol for doing jack shit. And if you even try to say the social game, may I remind you, they haven't talked to each other one time. This is just pre-existing relationships dictating that. So now, And you guys know Aubrey's my winner pick. You have someone like Genevieve who's just fucked. Because Aubrey was gifted an idol. They checked her bag. They did all this shit. The whole bag checking thing feels a little bit out of order, the editing to me. Am I crazy? It favors pregame alliances. Oh, I know Meridian Review was fucking licking his lips seeing Ozzy and Cirie working together after my stream. I'm trying to watch it as a fan. You know? So yeah, you had the right read on some pregame relationships. But it's more fun for me to be surprised. What, Cirie and Ozzy are working together after this long? But they hated each other. Cirie blindsided Ozzy. Like, that's what I like to remember. V for Vanessa, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. I don't think it was out of order. It could be either way. I wouldn't be surprised. No, it absolutely favors pregame alliances. I mean, how would it do the opposite, right? So that frustrates me. I think the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol is a bad twist. I like whose hands they've fallen in. You know, I think, like, you want them to be in the minority tribe members, but, like, it just feels unearned. I am, okay, maybe this is a hot take. I'm kind of fucking loving Aubrey right now. I think she's a really fun character and, like, a weird character because she's not quitting. She's kind of sulking. She's being a little bit negative, but that's okay. Like, I don't mind negativity per se, right? Like, living with someone who's super negative could be a little bit grating in the house. Like, I think I was that way sometimes. I lived with people like that. But I thought the moment of her finding the idol or getting the idol almost made me tear up. I watched it on the plane today. Genuinely almost teared up because, like, that feeling of, oh my God, there's a chance. Like, I'm not just flopping on my fourth time. Everyone's going to hate me. Why did I agree to do this again? I just thought it was, like, the sweetest moment of the episode. I thought it was so, so good. So I hate the twist, but that doesn't mean bad twists can't make good TV. They have. Not often, but, you know, sometimes. Joe being called out on Survivor 50 for his, you know, loyalty, honor bullshit, that's got to be cathartic. I didn't, like, go through the slums of Survivor 48, so I didn't really, like, build up that, I don't know what the word is, like, annoyance. But I'm sure for everyone else, it's very cathartic and therapeutic to see, you know, Rick Devens and Cirie and all of these people talking about how annoying it is. I want to talk about Cirie a lot today, mostly because I think it's actually a player I have insight on, obviously. And I just have so many agreements and disagreements with perspectives about her. If you guys think this is me shitting on Cirie today, that's not what I'm doing. I think Cirie's done excellently so far. But I do think people are getting things wrong about what's happening on this tribe. We're all working on the same edit, so it's just speculation. But I feel like I have a good read on the dynamic, and I feel like I have a very good idea of how Cirie plays. Probably a better idea than any viewer could have. Not a better idea than Survivor players, per se, because, like, it's a different game, but I think I played with her longer than just about anyone. Is there any Survivor players who've played more days of Survivor with Cirie than I've played Big Brother? Like, who are the ride or dies with Cirie? Like, Ozzy and her probably played... That's probably the closest. Parvati with Australia... It's only 12 days, Australia versus the world, and she's not there long enough here as villains. Amanda... it's only 2 seasons. It's got to be Ozzy. It has to be Ozzy. I understand Parvati has 39 on Micronesia, and then how many on here as villains when they're not even on the same tribe, but it still counts, and then they get 12 on Australia versus the world. It's got to be Ozzy. Essentially, I'm an authority on Cirie Fields. Obviously not. But I do catch her doing stuff in conversations that I'm like, yeah, that's what makes her so fucking good. So, the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to Cirie is Cirie running the tribe? Is there a picture I can pull up of the tribe? Just so it's not just me rambling at a camera. I feel like it's kind of tough to look. I think they're Vatu. I think it's Vatu, right? No, it's not Vatu. It is... It's not Sela. It is Sela? I thought Sela was blue. Well, you guys are right. Okay. I gotta be honest. The tribe colors and stuff, not exactly my my point of interest. Okay. Is there a way to do like a full screen on this? Okay. Is Cirie running the tribe? I don't think that's happening. I think anyone who's watching the show should come away with the very obvious answer of the tribe is being run by the trio. Rick and Christian seem like a tight two. Emily is their third. Emily's also close to Cirie. That feels like the vibe to me. Now, Cirie not being the shot caller does not mean she's not doing great on the margins. I just think there's this idea that like Cirie is shifting the target off of Ozzy and Christian's kind of yielding to her decisions, and I think that's not true. I think Jenna was a consensus boot for everybody. They're always going to try to give us a misdirect. That's how these shows work. Okay. That was an easy boot. And then the second vote off, I just think Savannah was kind of screwed from day one. Every indication that we have of like the first vote, I guess she seemed pretty well integrated, but she didn't feel that well integrated because she wanted to go on the journey. Then she comes back from the journey, which sucks. She won it and got a pretty useless advantage. Then she got voted out. Like, it feels very linear, the story of Savannah being eliminated. It felt like she was always going to be the second to go, right? Then we have this idea that Christian is a moron. Devins is, they're so dumb. How are these people letting Cirie get past day one? That's insane. I did watch the second episode, the full thing. I have so many thoughts about this. Because obviously this is a criticism I've received. Not that I could have done anything, but you know. Why do you let Cirie get far into the game? Everyone knows she's a mastermind. Well, there's pros and cons. The reason to let Cirie get further into the game, first of all, she's relatively loyal to her actual people. It's very dangerous because you don't know who's her actual people. In BB, it was kind of obvious. Like at a certain point, it became clear to everyone who Cirie's real people were. However, early on, it's like, does Red think Cirie's her person? Yeah. Does Felicia think that? Yeah. Does Jared and Izzy think that? Well, yes, and they're correct. Does Matt? Everyone actually thinks they're Cirie's loyal person. But Cirie, in her own head, is the only one who actually knows who she's loyal to. So the premise of you can keep Cirie in because she's going to be loyal to you if you're loyal to her, that's not true. There was a lot of people who were loyal to Cirie who Cirie was not loyal to, and that's not a diss to Cirie. That's how the game is played. So, if you're content with taking Cirie to the end of the game because she can't win fire, she can't find advantages, she can't win immunity, everyone's going to know she has to go before final tribal. She's essentially just a good number until you have to get rid of her. That's a valid strategy. I get it. I was going to do that. That was the plan. Not really thinking of her as my number, but, you know, Big Brother's more comp dependent. However, there's a big downside to that, because while I do think it's virtually impossible for Cirie to win a season of Survivor at this stage, I think for a player like that, she has to win in her first couple tries, otherwise the format is just tough for her. She can do a lot of damage en route to 5th place, to 4th place, to 6th place. Like, she's going to have a lot of casualties. Like, she'll be the reason this person's out. And you could already argue that Jenna and Savannah are like casualties of Cirie. I don't think that's really the case, but it's, you know, she's definitely playing a role in their vote-offs. So this idea that you could just drag Cirie along, bring Cirie deep into the game and cut her, that's fine, but Cirie can get you before you get her. And yes, someone's going to get her, but that doesn't matter if you're on the jury already, or you're already at Ponderosa. So, like, I just think there's like, two things can be true at once. Cirie is a person who you can take deep into the game and reliably vote out. It's not a bad strategy. You just need to be really good on your read of your relationship with Cirie. Because if she doesn't fuck with you, or she fucks with other people more than you, she can get you out. She was able to do that since 2007. Like, that's her thing. I think the thing that Cirie is excellent at, like her best quality, she is extremely good at mirroring your, not just thoughts, not just your plans, not what you want to do, but also the vibe in which you want to do it. That might sound crazy. But when Cirie is talking to Cameron about me and America, she's able to, like, mimic the kind of weird jealousy and disgust and confusion. When she's talking to me, she can mimic the, damn, that guy's a creep. When she's talking to Christian and Devins, or I think it was Devins and Ozzy, or Christian and Ozzy, whoever, about Joe, she can be like, what is wrong with this guy? And I promise she had a conversation with Joe where she was like, these people just don't understand how the game works. Your word is everything. It's not as simple of, like, she goes with the flow. She plants seeds and makes you think it's your idea. Like, that's all just cliche. She, like, matches your freak, whatever your freak is. It's why you look over the years and her allies are, like, all over the place, the people she's willing to work with. Like, shit, she'll work with anybody. And I think she was so good at articulating this in her pregame press of, like, I guess essentially saying, I'm down to work with anybody. Cirie, is this a friend or a foe? She's like, I don't know. I haven't talked to them yet. Whereas everybody else had an idea of, like, yeah, probably a problem. I don't know how they feel about me. Even the people who she knew, right, Ozzy and Stephanie, she still has the door open to them. So I think Cirie deserves all the credit in the world for that. I think that's her superpower. It's something I experienced with her in the house. There was a stage in the season where she hated me. Not really on a personal level. I think Cirie and I always had a good relationship. Even when I got rid of Izzy and Jared. Like, I don't think it ever got personal. Definitely not from my perspective. I really don't think from hers either. But there was a stage, game-wise, she hated me. For very fair reasons. And she said as much in the DR. But when you're talking to her on the hammock, we're talking about how Blue has no idea what she's doing. Jag, oh my god, talking strategy with him, it's mind-numbing. What the fuck is wrong with Jared? At certain points in the season. She's just so good at matching people's vibes when it comes to their strategic decision-making. America, you're wasting your nap time. Reminds me of her iconic zing. Yeah. So, I think Cirie's doing excellently. I said she was going to get fourth. I feel very good about that prediction. It just is what it is. Her flaws are her flaws, and that's it. Her strengths are her strengths. I think Christian keeping her around is a perfectly defensible, fine, good move. The way Christian's described his game, and a lot of people I think understand this, he's trying to play very clean. Play a clean game. Which makes sense. On David vs. Goliath, he did not play a very clean game. Him and Gabby flipped on his group a couple times. He had people gunning for him, essentially the second the merge hit. Even on the swap tribe, he could only survive one vote. So his philosophy is, if I don't vote out Ozzy, if I don't vote out Cirie, they're a duo, I don't piss off either of them. Down the line, who knows who I'll be swapped with? Maybe I'll be swapped with both of them. Maybe just Ozzy. Maybe just Cirie. It just keeps your options open. You maintain that line of communication. You maintain that trust. It just gives you more optionality. Taking out all these kind of like solo randos, Savannah, Jenna, nothing bad can come from it. The danger is, okay, well now what if Cirie links up with Aubrey, and then what if she links up with this person, and now she has too many numbers, and now her numbers beat your numbers. And that's valid. Like that is the concern. I think Christian just doing the calculation, I think he's correct on this calculation. He's got the numbers. Maybe pre-gaming, right? I mean, that's how returning player seasons work. There's no, mystery to that. Maybe he just feels like when it comes down to it, I've got more people than she does. I have more ability to win challenges, find advantages. My people have greater ability to find advantages. And, maybe he's thinking I'm going to run deep with her. She'll be our 4th or 5th. Then we'll get rid of her like, you get rid of Cirie. And Christian does need bigger threats around him late game. Absolutely. I think that's a key. I didn't really think about that, but it's incredibly insightful. Christian needs people to have to be voted out at 7, 6, 5, and 4 for that person not to be him. She has an extra vote now, which is useful. She doesn't have a great record in using advantages. She's only used one or attempted to use one. But look, I mean, if Cirie's going to get an advantage, this is the way she's going to do it. I think the beauty of Cirie as a player is she's almost destined for the end game. And in the end game, an extra vote means a lot more than it does, early merge. In a small tribe, it matters too. But in the end game, I feel like that's when Cirie might be able to get over the hump. Instead of needing a majority to be loyal to her, maybe she just needs 2 people instead of 3. I'm so glad Christian's doing so well. America, you have to watch. America's kind of been loosely following it, but like we were traveling, so she was sleeping on the plane, and then during the premiere, she was, I think, doing something else. But I've been begging her to watch. I think we'll do it tonight, at least one of them. Did you see Mike Bloom had the swap traps from the preview? Yeah, I'm going to go over that later. I want to give a little bit of a spoiler warning for that. I want that to be kind of its own segment. But yeah, we'll go over that. Did you like Devins and Edge of Extinction? I love Devins. The edit he got, I think we have to contextualize that Edge of Extinction was an impossible season to edit because they made a terrible twist. Right? Like, there was no way to edit that season for people to be happy. I'm sorry. What did you guys want them to do? Give Gavin more of an edit for Gavin to lose? Give Chris more of an edit so we just know he's going to win? I think Devins was the right person to highlight. Like, you could just say it should have been more balanced, and I agree with that. No way, Kevin Martin poker. We just watched BB Can 5 on our Patreon, right? I have some questions for you. Congrats, though. Is it weird being congratulated for something 8 years ago? But no, it's... Survivor 50 has been the most hyped I've been about reality TV in a long time. And Big Brother 27 was fire. It was excellent. BB 27 was a great season. But Survivor 50 has the whimsy, the nostalgia, the like, oh, I love this show. And I think it's exactly what the show needs, because it was... that show was floundering. Beating Brazil by 20 tonight? Seems ambitious. But no, shout out to Kevin. I gotta hit you up next time I'm in Canada. Are you in Toronto? I've only been once. I've been meaning to go back. Okay, next thing. How do we feel about Christian's and Devin's antics? They got some antics. I love it. Devins is not playing up a character. He is a character. That's the guy. I'm sorry. Is he doing a little bit of fourth wall breaking, looking at the camera? Sure. It's okay. It's okay, have some fun. That's all I ask. Just try to have a good time. Christian, I think he is a showman. I think if you talk to Christian outside of Survivor, it's the same guy, same demeanor, same vocabulary, same diction, same everything. But I think him being on TV, he knows what he's doing. He's a character. He's playing it up. He's doing his job. I don't think it comes off as inauthentic. Someone like trying to be good on camera does not mean they're being inauthentic. Like, I promise, Cirie is also trying to come off well. That's how human nature works. I think Cirie is very good at, like, effortlessly doing it, whereas some other people, you know, have to be a bit more animated and do these gestures that I've been doing for a while. Hidden fake idol at Tribal is so 400 IQ. I hope they can pull it off. Okay, my question for you two, Kevin and Dwight. Is this foreshadowing that it's going to come into play? Or do they show this no matter what because of how funny it is? Because we've seen a ton of times of people like hearing about people finding clues and shit that never amount to anything. They just don't even put them in the edit. This is one of those things where it's so fun that they'll show it if it never amounts to anything. But knowing Rick, it's going to amount to something. Like, even if he doesn't need it, he's going to do it. At the very least, you could use it as a way to block someone's shot in the dark. You know, tell them about your clue to the idol, have them find it, they don't play. Like, there's always a way to use it, even if you're not in danger. But he'll be in danger. Mike, 1 second. Howdy. Okay. So, all in all, yeah, they're playing characters. Sure. Devin is a character. Christian, I think, is just a showman. And I love it. Emily, weirdly enough, is like the normal one. I don't know how else to say it. She was so cartoonishly eccentric on 45. Here she's just like the most normal person I've seen on the show. Except for maybe... Who else has been normal? I mean, Charlie got to be the most normal human to ever be on Survivor. I adore Charlie. I love watching him on TV. He feels like an audience self-insert. Does that make sense? And maybe this is me being a young, white, nerdy law kid. I understand, like... But he just feels like, what is he doing here? Like, he's like, what if a fan got to play with everybody else? And he's an excellent player. We all know it. He's just not zany. And I think it's really refreshing. I think it's fun. It helps that he's a great narrator. I mean, shit. Coach wanted to go swimming and needed to be saved is the most 4.0 coach ever. It's funny how, like, that happened, and that's maybe the fourth funniest scene of the episode. It was just a hilarious episode. It's got to be scary, though. I mean, you're out in the ocean. If y'all haven't swam in the ocean, that shit's scary. I'm sorry. Now, you guys think I was bad at Big Brother competitions? Put me in a Survivor Tribal Challenge where I'm swimming. Holy shit. Like, what if Rizgod had less experience? That's what you would have seen. Did Christian give him an immunity idol after Tribal Council? Fascinating. I'm trying so hard to figure out what you're trying to say. Cory dies in Last Gasp, I fear. I always wondered, like, when would Survivor pull the plug on Last Gasp? You know what I mean? Like, how visceral would I have to look? When we watched Micronesia, Ozzy looked like he was drowning at the end, and he really wasn't giving up. Eventually, he bails. I wonder at what point Jeff has to make the call. Rizgod was even funny last episode. Oh, God. Do we have to talk about the Rizgod of it all? Rizgod's the best. I wish I saw 49. I love Rizzo. Here's the thing. This whole you have to do work at camp, we got to just make this very obvious, I think, point. I think this is the most straightforward topic of all time. Should he be doing more at camp? Yes. Why? Because it's strategically beneficial for him to do so. Him saying, I don't want to do lazy camp shit, this is so boring, that's funny. That's exactly what his archetype's supposed to be. That's the role he's supposed to fill. It's clearly genuine. He embodies the new era, I think, in a fun way. And yes, it's a bad move. It's just bad. But I get it. I think it's fun. I love the survival stuff. I think it's really fun when they highlight it. It's very refreshing. And if I was on Survivor, I wouldn't do that much at camp. Some people are just wired differently. Like, as far as I understand, Rizzo's a big Big Brother fan as well. I think you can see it in how he plays. But you are not less of a Survivor player or less of a fan if you don't want to fucking go hunting for crabs. They have so many water experts, they'd make the call, I think. Hilarious if they didn't. It kind of goes back to, like, what if a monkey plays Survivor? Like, if you die in last gasp, you probably would win the challenge, provided you stay under the grate and your body doesn't drift. Then you have immunity. Then all of a sudden it's like, why would we vote out the corpse? It's an interesting thought experiment. Can we go to my predictions? I don't know if you saw this, Dwight. I did my whole like entire boot list prediction. I'm trying to think if there's how to my Google Slides. Where is it? Here it is. Here we are. So, I'm going to go through this very quickly. I hope eventually I'm wrong about stuff so it doesn't seem like I'm spoiled. That's my concern currently, because I think I'm spot fucking on right now. But let's go through how my predictions are aging currently. I had Mike White last. Looks like it was a bad read, but we haven't seen shit from this tribe. I think it's probably a good read if they lost Tribal. I still think he's going out relatively early. That's my read on this. Any screen time he gets, I could just attribute to him being Mike White. I feel like this is a fine prediction. In terms of first boot from this tribe, sounds about right to me. Q, misread. Big misread. I was wrong. Me not clocking that, like, Colby and Q would work together with Genevieve, you know what? They got me. I think that's a hard one to figure out. Big mistake. Big mistake, exactly. Clocked. Probably the easiest thing to clock all season, but clocked. This feels okay for me right now. I feel good about this. This feels good. I think we're in good shape here. Clocked. So I'm perfect on the tribal boot order currently. I'm taking out Kyle. You know, obviously. If I could anticipate the Achilles, I wouldn't be spending my time on Twitch. I'd have a much more lucrative career somewhere else. Thank you, lover boy. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the prime. This is one where I'm kind of conflicted. I don't know about this. I feel okay. I think right now, if I had to guess merge or pre-merge, I'm feeling pre-merge. I think a lot of the Edgic says she's doing really well. The Edgic had her doing really well last time, and she did well, of course. I feel like she's Sophie Clark or Yule. That's how I feel. The edit is giving me, like, she is the main character who goes out before the merge. We'll talk about the swap tribes later, but, like, I think she can go home pretty soon. And that's a bummer. I love Genevieve as a narrator. I thought her openness about, like, feeling shitty about... Okay, how do I gotta organize my thoughts. I think it's really cool how Genevieve vocalizes the inner workings of her mind. Not just what she wants to say, not just her thoughts, but, like, the doubt that she has about what she's thinking, or the doubt about what she's saying, or how it's going to come off and how it's going to be perceived. It kind of reminds me of Vince in his, like, pregame press. But her basically vocalizing, like, I'm so sad for Kyle. What the fuck does this mean for me? Oh, I'm so selfish. But, like, really, what does it mean for me? She's just great. I do think she's going to be pre-merge. I don't think she's going to get voted out like tomorrow. I think she might have a few more rounds, but I feel relatively good about this placement. Vince is just Quinn, but slightly better at comps. I think it's like a very loose comparison. This feels good. Damn, Chrissy got the negative edit. I think she's hilarious in social media. Love Chrissy, but this feels good, right? This feels pretty good. I feel pretty good so far. I don't think Q is the only miss. I think everyone else I feel relatively good about where I have him placed. This feels fine. Like we just haven't seen anything from D. She could make it like early merge. I might swap her with like where I had Kyle, but it's fine. This feels wrong. I think I missed on this. I think Ozzy is making a deep run. It's kind of hard to imagine how he doesn't. He has an idol. He's good at challenges. I think Cirie's in for a deep run. He's getting so much content. I get that he's Ozzy, but like Ozzy was kind of purpled on Game Changers. Like I think Ozzy is not necessarily the most compelling character or narrator or zany. He's a pretty normal guy at this stage. He's getting a ton of content. Yeah, his tribe's been to tribal twice, but I think he leads confessionals at this stage. Kind of because of the journey and the idol, but shit, those are also reasons why he's in a good position. He got more confessionals in the premiere than he did all of Game Changers. God, Game Changers sucked. Game Changers was so weird where like Cirie gets no edit, Aubrey gets no edit. They all make it so deep. Like, what the fuck was the story of Game Changers? Just Sarah Lacina kicking ass? What a shit season. That premiere, though, was electric. What a premiere. That was one of the most fun episodes of Survivor ever. Devastating ending, but... Cirie got no edit because she was robbed. Cirie wasn't robbed on Game Changers. Cirie was going out 4th or 5th. Come on. Like, I think it was the best thing that possibly could have happened for Cirie's legacy was going out in advantage getting. Right. Because who goes in that tribal sans advantages? Brad has immunity. I guess they're voting out Aubrey there, right? Because Ty's saving Aubrey. And then that was Cirie's like only number. Then Cirie goes. She got bailed out there. Yeah, she got hella bailed out. It's not BB27 Rachel. I think Rachel had a tough path. I think Rachel had a path. Where I think Cirie had zero path outside of just the challenges. Finding an idol. Yeah, I think that was her only way to win that season. Okay, do we have Colby winners edit believers? I would love it. I think it would be so fun if Colby won this season. I said I thought he was going to be Yule on Winners at War. Just cut, right before the merge, devastating. He's getting a crazy good edit. He's getting a lot of screen time when he doesn't need screen time. He's also just the biggest name on the cast, probably. Mike White. I don't know what you do with Stephanie at this stage. Cirie. I think Colby has, like, the nostalgia factor to the max. Jenna's not here anymore. Like, there's reasons to give him screen time other than him winning the season. But the edit's perfect so far. I mean, there's nothing to complain about. And he's been such a fun presence as well. I think I falsely remember Colby as being more vanilla than he's ever been. He's always been a bit of a shit talker. He always kind of says his feelings in confessionals. He's not like the vanilla Cory Brooks, just blank slate guy. He's always had like a certain sass to him. I just think it's been so long, and like my memory of Colby is just Heroes Villains, and I liked him in Heroes Villains. I thought he was fun. But seeing like the optimism paired with him just like taking the game so seriously, it's fun. Yeah, good for you, man. Damn it, Reed. Oh, it's so good. I think I'm wrong about this. He probably makes it a bit deeper, but I gotta be. Some of these people who are getting great edits have to go. So we'll see. Damn, this feels perfect to me. I don't know. I could see Emily being like a losing finalist. I could see her being like an early finale boot, fifth, fourth. I could also see her being a way to weaken Christian and Devon's. They think they might have idols, so let's target her instead. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. She seems to be doing probably the best of anyone on her tribe. Just from the limited stuff we've seen, she feels like she's bridged Christian and Devon's and Cirie. Telling Cirie she wants to vote for Ozzy, a very bad read. But Cirie's, if Cirie thinks she's a number for her, it's not going to be a problem. This feels fine to me. Early jury. She's got to go pre-jury, right? I mean, you never know. There's always like just someone who sneaks in with no edit. I'm kind of glad they didn't show the negotiations. I think I would have cringed a little bit. I'm a huge Angelina fan. She's just gotten nothing. No content. Bummer. Hopefully she gets some. She's bitter at Christian for sure, which, I'm fine with. Let's talk about that for a second. The little post-game drama, which I think is funny. Christian pregame was describing people as either characters, narrators, or strategists, I think it was, or challenge beasts. These categories. Very frog, duck, goose, Quinn's categories. Rat. And Angelina was labeled drama by Christian. I get it. I get being frustrated that you have all these positive categories and you're kind of given the negative one, even though it's not negative. Christian didn't mean it as negative, but I understand that. I do think you have to have a little bit of self-awareness, which it's funny because that's Angelina's thing. Of the reason she's on this cast is because she brings very unconventional drama. She's not yelling at people, right? I don't think that'd be fun. But she just gets herself in funny scenarios. And she's a really, fun personality who, has her own way of talking and doing things and playing the game. I don't think there's anyone in Survivor history who does it like Angelina. Is she also a good narrator? I think. But, she was never in a position to narrate post, the first 4 episodes of David vs. Goliath. At that point, she was kind of just in a weird space. I guess on the Swap Tribe as well, kind of. But even then, Mike was kind of the narrator. I don't know. Savannah joining in on it was even weirder. Okay, look, I don't want to try to predict what happens in the season by reading by trying to analyze the post-game comments. It feels a little bit like everyone shitting on Rob. Candace shitting on Rob and Traders, where it's why are we bitter if Christian goes out 15th? Doesn't mean he wins. He might just do well. But I just think, Savannah and Christian make sense to me. Savannah was voted out by Christian. Savannah thinks Christian was the reason she was voted out. That's why she's upset at Christian. That's fine. I get that. But obviously, Christian has no idea who Savannah is when she's trying to categorize her, and he was pretty accurate. I mean, she's also a strategist. She's also a challenge beast. But she's also drama, so there was kind of no way to be wrong about Savannah. I kind of disagree, hey, bub. I don't think Savannah's advantage had as much to do with her boot as a lot of people are trying to make it out to be. It's a good excuse, right? You're always looking for something. It just makes a lot more sense to vote out Savannah there anyways. I think she was the second boot on that tribe anyways, and that's why she went on the journey. The fact that her advantage was so ass makes me feel like she probably should have just come clean with it. Because then maybe Cirie would have felt like we have agency. Cirie could have been like, Cirie, Ozzy, you and me. You block a vote, 4-3. We get one of them out. I don't know if Cirie does that. But I think when you're in a dire position, you could actually say, my advantage is an asset. What's up, future BB winner? Hope you're real. Everyone knew she won, yeah. There was no way of hiding her win. I think that's fantasy land. First of all, it's obvious. Second of all, there's Rizzo. Third of all, people talk. Fourth of all, people are connected to production. Fifth of all, people are talking from her cast. Like, there's 12 different reasons why she could not hide that she won. She should have said Rizzo won. That would not have worked. Because all it takes is one person knowing. And the way these Survivor producers are, the way these Survivor players are, they knew. They knew. Told her she was getting on the plane and told her everyone knows. I think you can't take that gamble anyways. It got leaked? Yeah, okay. It was also pretty obvious, right? I mean, I think there's also a question of, like, why is Savannah here? Rizzo, I think he's just more of a character. Savannah, they didn't have as much of a download on, so, like, I think you're trying to make sense of, like, what makes her special? Why is Russell Hantz a villain, you know? Like, Malcolm coming on Carabo, and it was like, okay, there's 12 different reasons he could be here. This is the type of guy who plays Survivor a few times. Can't believe they called Joe a third time, by the way. Should have bonded with Rick more about new casting. Yeah. Is the mic shitting again? God damn. Okay. It's really peeing me out. But yeah. Yeah, this felt good. This felt like a good prediction. I don't know what to make of Charlie, man. Here's what I'll make of Charlie. He's a great player. I think he's really good. I think he's doing a great job. I think if this tribe went to tribal, he would have been safe for many votes. He might get swap screwed. That feels like a definite possibility to me. So I think right now I would probably swap him with, like, Colby or someone in that range. But I do think he's playing well. That tribe has just gotten no strategic content, basically. So, you know, and also if you're Christian, he's just a good guy to target. Like, he's too competent of a player. So, I fear for Charlie. I think this prediction's a little bit wrong, but I don't think he's gonna make some big blunder to get him sent out. It just happens sometimes. This feels perfect. I got no complaints about this. I like this prediction. And then I think I kind of nail it. This is good. Devin's is 8th. I'm sorry. 9th, 8th, 7th. Probably not 7th. Perfect prediction. I think Christian makes it a little deeper. It's possible he doesn't. Christian's just such a one-of-one character. On a sea of all-stars, he's the all-star, you know? That you could just give him screen time whenever. He got this exact edit on David vs. Goliath, and he got 7th. So this is still very much possible. I just think he might sneak a little bit further. But I think this is a fine prediction. I feel good about it. I think Rizzo's in for a deep run. I feel excellent about this. I don't know about him as a winner. I think that ship has sailed a little bit. I'm not a huge Edgic person, but, like, the content's a little negative. They're definitely positioning Colby as the better of the two in that aspect. But I thought his opening confessional was really good about him, like, damn, I'm able to assuage all these legends. It's pretty good. So I think Rizzo's making it deep. I mean, I think he could be a losing finalist. He could be 4th. He could be 5th. He could be 6th. This was kind of a big swing by me, but I feel really good about it. Tiffany, I mean, this is fine. I thought it would be very different. I thought Tiffany would be like the alpha threat who's taken out 5th. when in reality it kind of seems she might be like Aubrey in Game Changers, where she'll get there. I don't hate this. I will say, though, I really thought Tiffany had a great shot of winning the season. She was my second winner pick. If I couldn't pick Aubrey, I would have picked Tiffany. It just feels like how it was going to play out. Edgic people, is she out of contention? Can she even win at this stage with those first two episodes? I gotta think they would have found something else for her. Just another confessional or two. So I'm kind of happy about that, just because I thought she was like an obvious winner almost, and I thought that would have been a disappointing result. Not because it's Tiffany, just because I kind of thought it might happen. So we'll see. Yeah, this looks good. Funny ass picture too, but this looks good to me. I mean, it could be 5th, could be 6th, but it's, Cirie. The thing I'm wrong about is Ozzy. This feels good, but there's a lot more win possibility, I think, with Coach. I think Coach, I thought, was a sure thing losing finalist. I think, like, there's a path, especially in this final 3 that I have, which is Jonathan and Aubrey. Why not? Why can't he win? I feel good about Jonathan, too. I think this is a good spot. This makes sense, them as a duo. They've already had segments together. Aubrey kind of being a third at some stage, kind of linked through the Cirie of it all. Maybe. I think this is a feasible final 3. I think it's alive. Aubrey's winner edit is weird, I'll admit, but they've had weird winners edit before. Tony had a weird edit. Essentially, they're giving Aubrey like a growth arc on her 4th time playing, which is kind of funny. It's been a quick growth arc. But like, if Aubrey ends up coming into her own, there's an interesting story to be told there. There's been a lot of negative content. Her and Genevieve's thing is just weird. But I do think Aubrey's going to get the better of her. Maybe because of, bullshit Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. But I'd rather have Aubrey here than Genevieve. Overall, like, this final 6 I feel good about. Final 7, final 8, final 9. I kind of feel good about my final 9. The one thing is, like, I think I have to swap Ozzy and Charlie. And, like, Colby might make it a bit further. That's where I think I'm off. I'm not like the hugest, like, Aubrey's the best character in Survivor history. I've always found her very likable. I like gamers, but, I think it is interesting she's back for a 4th time, certainly. But I'm not complaining about it. Okay. Can someone send me the link for the swap tribe, or is it just on Mike Bloom's Twitter? I got it. Don't worry. Okay. Spoiler warning for people who don't want to see the swap tribes. But these were leaked, I guess, just by the Next Time on Survivor, I think. Kind of crazy that they do that, but, fair enough. We'll look through it, see what it might mean for the season. Then we'll do a quick Big Brother topic roundup. Not too much going on in BB, Survivor season. Then we'll do some Big D attempts and get out of here, okay? Sound good? Okay. Is All Winners Survivor, is that like pictures, actually? Because that might be a little better for the stream. Oh, it's Instagram? That's just hard to find. Yeah. I'm not doing that. Okay. Here we are. Did America let you get water at the Louvre? I don't need to be let. And yeah, we got. I don't even understand the question. Was it in like one of the stories? Okay. So new Sela. So we have Charlie, D, Jonathan, Camilla, a 4-person majority, or I guess plurality, in the 8-person tribe. Cirie. Oh no, it's 4 in the 7. Cirie, Rick, and Rizzo. Okay. So, first instinct, this looks very, very scary for Devins. This looks scary for Devins. I mean, I think he survives just because I don't see him going out early. It feels weird. Maybe this is where his idol shenanigans come into play. But it looks dicey to me. I could also see Charlie just kind of getting sniped here. I would think Charlie and D are tight. I mean, they played so close to each other. I know they know each other in some degree. Jonathan might just win them all the challenges. That's possible. I don't think Camilla's connected to anybody. I have to imagine Charlie and Rizzo will get along. Charlie and Rick will get along. Charlie and Cirie will get along. Like, I think Charlie and Camilla feel like they're going to be in trouble here first. But just on paper, I think Devins is in the most trouble. I actually think Rizzo's doing okay here. Right, he's obviously an easy mark just because he's no one knows who he is. He has no tribe members. Also, he's 49. But I just think there's going to be bigger fish to fry. Right, like I feel like whenever we have a tribe with just one person as the lone person, they're never really targeted. Just kind of a thing on Survivor. I think the most likely outcome here is Jonathan just does really well in challenges, and at most they go to tribal once with this swap tribe. That's my guess. I think eventually we're going to go to 2 tribes, by the way. I think we're probably going to have like 3 or 4 rounds, then go to 2 tribes. But yeah. That's my guess. Kahlo, we have Aubrey, Colby, and Genevieve. So Colby and Genevieve as a duo. We have Tiffany, Coach, and Chrissy. Very tough for Tiffany. Doesn't get any of her people. Tough for Coach. Doesn't get his people. Chrissy, I think it's a good draw for Chrissy. Just getting out of there. And then Joe. Man, Joe was bailed out. Joe's bailed out, first of all, because this is a really strong tribe. This is, in my opinion, the strongest tribe. The Jonathan factor just is what it is. Right? Like, Jonathan is just like the challenge guy. But there's not a weak link here. I mean, Aubrey's a hell of a swimmer. Chrissy is super underrated in challenges. I mean, she won 4 of them. Coach and Colby are kind of like, I don't know. Like, are they pluses in challenges? Maybe it's overrated. I don't know. They just don't have a weak link. And when they have challenges that are determined by the weakest link as opposed to your strongest link, I think this tribe's going to be fine. Because Genevieve and Tiffany are very good challenge competitors. Joe's great. So, like, I think they're in good shape. If someone's going to get voted off here, I just think Colby and Coach will get along. I think they'll connect pretty hard. I'm excited to see Colby confessionals about Coach. I think that'll be fun. I think Chrissy is probably a pretty easy mark here. Coach is not going to try to protect her. I don't think Tiffany cares. No one's connected to her, really. Joe is like, what? We could take Joe out before the merge. That seems like a good play. Feels like something Coach would do. I could envision Coach and Joe getting along super well because of the honesty, integrity stuff. I could also see it being the exact opposite. I don't know. But I got to think Joe's in danger and Chris is in danger. That'd be my prediction. And then Vatu. This is the weird tribe. You got Angelina, Christian, and Mike, which is just chef's kiss. I just think Angelina's getting voted out here because of how bitter she is towards Christian, but I don't know. But that's dream casting. I mean, really, Christian's gotten pretty lucky with everything here. I mean, he gets to stick with Emily. I think Ozzy being there is helpful for him. He gets both of his former cast members. I think there is a lot to credit Christian in terms of just like being the best player so far, in terms of having the most influence and driving the votes and having the most win equity. It's early. But you can't argue anyone's done better than Christian. A lot of it's kind of fell into his lap, and he's made the most of it, right? On this tribe, he literally has Angelina, Mike, and Emily. Like, he should have a built-in majority pre-game. It kind of depends on where Angelina's at with Christian, but I don't think Mike would let Angelina, like, go ballistic and target Christian. I feel like Mike is going to kind of stay his hand, or stay her hand a little bit. This is a weird tribe, though, because after Angelina, I don't really see anybody going home. I mean, Q and Stephanie are a duo on this tribe. Ozzy, I think, might idle someone out. That's a possibility. Ozzy being separated from Cirie seems like a reasonable target, you know? And then maybe that's how we just get rid of someone random. Maybe Emily just gets sniped. Maybe Mike gets sniped. Stephanie. Maybe Christian tells Ozzy, causing Angelina to get sniped. Maybe that's my prediction. I don't know. Q, just because he's getting screen time does not mean he's going to make it far in the game. He's also just the best character, so it's like, yeah, you're going to give him confessionals. I think it's all really interesting setups. I mean, the only people who I think are genuinely, like, set with these setups is, like, yeah, Christian's doing well. Christian's going to be all right on this tribe. I think Aubrey got a pretty good swap for her, you know, her standing. Joe got bailed out. Chrissy got bailed out. Chrissy getting stuck with just Coach. And Tiffany. We didn't really see Tiffany's thoughts. I think we did see Tiffany's thoughts on Chrissy. Yeah. That wasn't good. Getting stuck with Coach is good. And on this first tribe, I mean, Jonathan's the only one who I'm like, oh, he's 100% safe. I would think Cirie's in a good position too. I just don't think these are the types of players to target her. I think Charlie and Rizzo are going to want to work with her. So yeah, I think Cirie's in a good spot too. This tribe is by far the weakest, though. It really is just Jonathan, D, and Charlie. Like, Devins, I don't think is a huge plus in challenges. Rizzo's a negative. Camilla's a mixed bag, and Cirie is what she is. So, I don't know. Is there any other Survivor thoughts, questions, comments before we move on to a quick Big Brother roundup? Aubrey might just idle out Genevieve, too. It seems like a story that we're being told. Okay. Let's talk about Big Brother quickly. Not too much happening. Josh is on, La Casa de los Famosos, right? Pretty cool. Survivor Discord or chat. I don't know what you're talking about. For those who were there, how was Dr. Will received? Mixed bag. People did not like how he joked about 9/11. Granted, he didn't fully understand the context. The context he knew, still pretty crazy. But, I'm trying to cancel Dr. Will 25 years after the fact. It is what it is. BB19 player rankings. I mean, of the parts I can take seriously, I think Mark is way too low. I think Mark is a lot better than Jason, a lot better than Alex, a lot better than even Kevin. I think Elena is probably a little underrated. Christmas is definitely underrated, unfortunately. The rest of it seems relatively okay to me. Matt's probably overrated. Like, he's D tier, if I've ever seen one. Dominique's probably underrated just because she seems like a normal person. Assuming this is based on strategy. Because if it's not based on strategy, I don't know any of this. What are you doing? Alex being anything other than D if it's just character is outrageous. Top 30 of all time by our favorite Reddit poster. My impressions. This is good. I like Cody at 2. Andy at 3 is fine. Derek at 4 is fine. Will at 5's fine. I have Chelsea a little lower, but not much lower. This is fine. I have Chelsea lower. Yeah, I just do. But, like, you know, not crazy. Hayden, I think, is a little too low. His archetype is just too good. Tyler, I think, is fine here. Paul, I don't know what to do with Paul. I think Paul is probably, at this point, a little bit underrated. Because, like, for all the terrible jury management, they got 4 votes twice. Like, they got 1 vote away. It's not like Russell Hantz, you know? So, I think Paul's a little bit underrated. Eric, probably a little overrated, but, like, what are you going to do? Vanessa, that's good. Maggie's fine. Jason, I don't know what to do with Jason. He's weird. Tiffany, I'd probably have a little bit higher. Drew, I don't know. Archetype. I think Ashley is way too high here. Like, I cannot see the case for Ashley being better than Casey. Casey's too low. I think X is significantly better than Ashley. I think Cirie's a better player than Ashley. Mickey, I don't care. What's up, Nathan? I don't know. I think Ashley's way higher. Like, Steve should be higher as well. But you know, I think she should be in probably this tier, 26 to 30 maybe. Yeah, it's a fine list though. Some disagreements. Some players you initially disliked but later grew on you. I'm trying to think if there's any that stick out to me. Players who I didn't vibe with at the start and then they grew on me. Ashley's one for sure. I was not loving Ashley at the start. I really liked her by the end. I'm trying to think if there's anyone from 26 that I felt this way about. I think MJ. I was really annoyed by MJ at the start, and then she, like, started playing. No, she was playing hard the whole time. I was always kind of liking MJ. Leah kind of got better as the season went on. Yeah, you know. Interesting thought experiment. I don't think this merger means anything significant for Big Brother. Did the Traitor Season 4 prove that Tiffany is an overrated player? I hate you. No. People are so fucking annoying. I hate Traitors. I'm glad Rob won, just because, like, I think Traitors winning is good for the show. As far as I understood, there was not a faithful who could have won that would have been satisfying, so, you know, happy for them. Candace is driving me crazy. I don't have any context about her, really, from her show or even this season of Traitors, but, like, the whole idea of, like, any publicity is good publicity is crazy to me. This is another hot take, perhaps. It's probably a cold take. I'm just getting, like, all the sensationalized viewpoints online. When you repeatedly put yourself out there in regards to your shitty opinions, not that you deserve the smoke, no reality TV person should be like, you know, whatever. But at a certain point, like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you know what I mean? Like, I can't have that much sympathy. Like, if I came out here and was like, Cirie's overrated as a player, I actually don't think she's that good, the edit's just propping her up, I think Ozzy's probably the mastermind of the duo, then I couldn't complain and be like, well, guys, come on. You could obviously talk about the racial nuances in terms of, like, is she being held to a higher standard because she's a black woman? And, like, I think just that is always true. I think you could separate that somewhat from, like, would she be getting this reaction if she wasn't making these comments? No. However, you know, could it moderate some people's comments? Sure, of course. I just think it's, like, making this conversation about that feels disingenuous. And at the same time, like, I understand you can't just separate the two. I get that. It's always a part. It's always a role. I understand. I just think when there's such a causal, direct line between behavior and reaction, I'm just less likely to heavily weigh those other considerations. If that makes sense. I like Big Brother just being numbered, not having names. It just works. There's not that many seasons, so it's not a problem. In a jury vote between these two, who would you vote for? I'd probably vote for Netta. I mean, Ika, I think, is, probably one of the best characters of all time. I do think Netta's just a better player. Like, is this a hot take? I think Ika's game in BB Can 5 is kind of overrated. I don't even know how it's rated. It feels not as impressive to me as perhaps others might view it because she's, one of the best characters ever. But, like, damn, did she benefit from Dimitri's winning every HOH competition and Kevin just making a couple of boneheaded moves, giving her more of a chance to win than she should have had. But she had a great command over some of the newbies. I think that's what I would use to prop her up the most. Ava should have been finally at HOH. I can't bring myself to care. Shout outs to those people. I love these posts where it's just like people just, I like people hyping themselves up and imagining that they're going to play really well. You're not, though. You might, I guess. It's just hard. And going in with any kind of plan that's super solid or rigid is probably just a bad step. Win as many comps as I can without being a threat is kind of like strategize a lot, but be perceived as not strategizing, But if you were able to execute all of this, could have been good. I just can't get on board with the Ashley was faking it. I just can't do it, y'all. I think Ashley's a very, very good player. And I think she played a very strong winning game. But there's just no way. I feel like we have enough evidence. Like, there's just no way. I do think that part of her personality does lower her threat level, though. And that, like, off-putting, I think, is harsh. Because I think she's very charming, charismatic. But, like, that eccentric part of her personality lowers her threat level, which allows her very strong strategic game to flourish. So I guess the difference is I'm just giving less intentionality to it. But I do think it accomplishes the same purpose. And if she was a social butterfly, if she was Cirie or Tiffany or someone, I think she's probably too big of a threat and gets taken out. Her lack of competition prowess kills her. So, yeah. There you go. Let's go to this one. Big Brother USA. We got anything interesting happening here? Shout out to Libra. Hopefully she's recovering well. I believe she had a stroke. So hopefully everything's okay with her and her family. ABC's a Big Brother quotes. Ugh, when they went to B, I was like, is anyone going to say beat you, Zach? And I'm like, fuck. Bye Bye Bitches is so much better. So that's a shame. Being surprised she was in the toilet on Survivor. Yeah. But that's the type of thing, like, if she said that in the house, she would then come out of the house and be like, I knew there was no toilet. Friendship that's underrated. I feel like this was this was highlighted a lot. I think it's just not discussed, because why would we discuss it? But, this good person loved by fans, sure. Good person, opinions are divided, yes. Good person hated by fans, yes. Morally gray, loved by fans. Is Brittany morally gray? She's a shit talker. But I don't know about morally gray. Andy, I think, fits pretty well here. Horrible person, opinions are divided. I think Amanda's a good fit. Horrible person, loved by fans. I feel like we're just kind of lost in the sauce here because we're using very different criteria. Like, for Evil Dick, you're clearly saying casuals, because casuals love Evil Dick to this day. They'll talk about him. Superfans hate him. People on Reddit hate him. People on Twitter hate him. Meanwhile, Jag, casuals like Jag. He's a fun guy. He's a, likable, athletic dude. The superfans hate him because of the game. So we're kind of loosey-goosey with it, but it's, it's Reddit upvotes. Doesn't have to be that deep. Bailey and her children are stranded in Dubai during the U.S.-Iran war. Do you guys want to hear a crazy opinion of mine? Um, I hope they're safe, and I hope they get out. Perhaps a crazy opinion. Um, I can't say I think moving to Dubai is a wise choice, and I don't think I have a very high opinion of Swaggy or Bailey, but it's not their kids' fault. What's even in Dubai? I think your money stretches a further way. I think there's a lot less tax issues. I think when you do things bad in the US, Dubai is a good place to go. I think when generally your source of income and source of notoriety is scamming people and get rich quick and Forex and all these things, I think Dubai is a good place to go. But I don't want them to stay there because, poor kids, But yeah, I don't like Bailey or Swaggy. I think they're super. I think they're scammers. I guess that's what I said. I think they're scammers. And I think they come off as not super great. What else? Least favorite fight? Yeah, this was terrible. This was terrible because Christmas was right. The way she treated them made Bailey and Davon right, no matter what. Like, even Christmas being right doesn't, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're having an argument with someone, and then, they're making a stupid-ass point, and you're making the right point, and then you call them a slur, you lose. Christmas didn't say a slur, but, there was a lot of bad. So, yeah, this was a gross one. If I had to think my least favorite argument, a lot of the BB-27 ones were rough for me. A lot of them felt very fake. I hate the scripted ones. Those were rough. I mean, the worst ones are the nasty ones. If you call Daniel and Taylor a fight, sure, that's got to be up there. I just genuinely hate the fights when it's someone in power shitting on someone not in power. And because the person not in power has to kind of grovel and the person in power feels superior. Shoutouts to Boston. Her store is very close to where we live. So that's weird. Seeing this again. What separates fun drama from bad drama? I don't think there's much of a criteria. I think if it's just game related, like me and Jared, it's very good. It was a very fun fight, but I think it misses some of that personal juice. When it's just personal, sometimes it could get too toxic. It's kind of like pornographic material. You know it when you see it. You know what I mean? So, it's maybe not the most insightful answer, but that is how I feel. We're going to do one big D attempt. Only one today, okay? Because I haven't slept in a lot of hours, and I feel like I'm gassing out. And apparently my mic is gassing out too. So everybody lock in. It's time to go. It's time to win. Proceed. Okay. Locked. Well, this is a great start. This is an excellent start. We're playing from the bottom. We're playing an Aubrey-esque game currently. First HOH is going to help a lot, though. Pause. Okay. Pretty good. 6th. Claire, first HOH. Hate those nominees. We're not getting anything useful done. We're playing in the veto, though. It's 2:18 a.m. Paris time. Feels like it. Feels like it. At this point, I'm just staying up for the night, though. So, I've done the hard part. Ooh. Ooh. Shit, I have to get up and get the veto now? Now what the fuck do I do with this? Probably take it out in Frenchie, right? Keep Frenchie in the game. Hope they renom a better player. in the replacement nom is Amy and BB27. I won after like 40 attempts. I think Amy's easier because her social game's not as bad. Oh, beautiful. We made something out of this week. Come on. Yes. We vote at X. Not ideal, but we move. Good thing voting's anonymous. Okay. We've gotten very close to winning running down with Kyland. Kyland's someone who can be beaten in the jury, or at least you can get votes against him. Any alliance is good. Tiffany is a problem, but not a problem yet. We'll take it. Try to win. We finished last. Not Xavier, please. Uh-oh. We'll take it. Okay, picks Brittany. That's noted. Ozzo wins. Don't use it. Good. We're going to stand out one more time. It's a bit of a gamble. We're going to do it. All right, now we're going to chill for a little bit. Between Claire and Travis, Claire probably, right? She's gone. Okay. All Men's Alliance, perhaps? Okay. Come on, Kyland. Come on. Yes, sir. Yes. He was listening. House gets choices me too. Come on, Kyland. That should be fine. Doesn't use it. Okay. I think I'm going to bond with Frenchie here. I already used a veto on him. And I think I have the protection of Kyland and Tiffany, so I think I could survive a vote with my big relationships, and, like, let's try to get someone I could actually beat in the end, you know? All right, it's fine. Xavier's got to go. Beautiful. That's a big guy gone. We need Christian and Derek X out as well. Can't sleep on Hannah. Kylan's in our corner for now, so we'll just keep riding with him. No one here is good. Travis, we voted to keep him. Man, we could just get Christian out here. We're playing in every veto. House gets choices us is kind of interesting. Not sure why he did that. Frenchie's a veto king. Doesn't use it. I'm going to bond with Christian to get a read on where I'm at. I'm going to vote at Ozza. I'm going to try something different. This is our only run of the day. I want to make sure we get deep in. Mountain Doofus, what's up? How's the new Resident Evil? Is it good? Let's try to win. Come on, Kyland. It's so fun being his ally. Such an easy ride. Probably want Alyssa gone here. House gets choices us again. Everyone's house gets choicing us. Okay, Alyssa's going to save herself. Who do we want as a replacement? I don't know. Derek X would be good. Frenchie. Okay, so we definitely want Travis gone here. 5-4. Beautiful. It's a great start, by the way. I don't know how much win equity we have right now. We have an HO8. We have a veto at least. Our alliance isn't super beatable, but Kylan, maybe. Come on, Tiffany. All right. Anonymous. Thank you for gifting 5 subs. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if you're here all stream, but I was yapping. I was motor mouth for a minute. I'm very glad. I was kind of having like brain fog before turning on stream. I didn't know if I would be able to like string thoughts together. But I feel like we got there. But thank you, Anonymous. I do appreciate it. And all of a sudden, my money from Paris is back. Just like that. So I appreciate it. These nominations, they're dedicated to you. See ya, Mountain Duvas. Oh, you're going to go back and watch the VOD. Never mind. Brent and Christian. We'll bond with Brent. Anonymous gifts another sub. Woohoo! Now we can go to Japan. Thank you. Also, I like it because now I have a palindromic number of subs. 141. Very cool, very cool. But I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. Whoever y'all are. I'd be happy with Christian winning or Tiffany. Using it on Brent's interesting. I don't know what to do here. I would love to replace Christian with Brittany. Yeah, Kyle and Alyssa. I don't know where they went. They went to some tropical place fans paid for. Bond with Brittany. Alright, she's got to go. Because we already bonded with Christian once and it worked. So we get away with it. And now we have a second alliance with Tiffany, and Whitney's in this one. It's more loyal to us. Whitney's an interesting person. I think I just lose to her in the end, though. I think we found out. But that's good. It's another person who's covering us. Derek X is one of the last dangerous people in the house, though. We'll take those noms. Shit, we'll take them. He wins. He should keep him the same. No convoluted backdoor. Good. Brent is pretty clearly the guy we need gone here. Especially if he's linked to Tiffany. Perfect. I'm feeling this is the one. It feels good, right? It feels pretty good. I mean, shit, we're just running it. At this point, like, the only people who are problems are, like, Derek and Hannah. We're kind of aligned with everyone else. Because we got Kylan, we got Christian, we have Alyssa, we have Tiffany. No, it's just Hannah and Derek X. Okay. I think it's probably time to get rid of Christian, to be honest. Wait a minute. I could totally see getting rid of Kylan here, too. Because of weakening Tiffany. Frenchie's House is choicing us. It's going well, man. Christian takes the veto. Okay, that makes my decision a little easier. Puts up Alyssa. I think I'm getting rid of Kylan here. I think that's just the play. I'm going to stay out of the spotlight. My spot's too good. Kylan's got to go. We have a shot to take him out. We take him out. So now we are basically just in with Tiffany. Whitney leaves one of the alliances. That does not matter. I'm glad she left this one. So now Alyssa and Whitney don't have loyalty to each other. We got to get rid of Tiffany soon, because she's way too powerful. Hannah and Frenchie. We definitely want Hannah gone in this spot. Tiffany shouldn't use it. Good. Let's stay out of the spotlight. The spot's good. And we evict Hannah. 3-2. Hannah's gone. Okay. Derek X is the alpha threat. Tiffany is right behind. Christian's a problem, though. I mean, there's not that many people I could beat. It's just kind of Frenchie, right? Ugh, that's bad. That's really rough. Great noms for us, though. I mean, getting rid of Christian here is super worthwhile. She's house gets choicing us, too. Please don't be Christian. Ah, man. Okay. Tiffany. Oh, I'm so fucking down. I'm so down for this to be Tiffany's spot to go. Staying out of spotlight. I think she's going to stay. She has too many alliances, but perhaps. It was ambitious. It was ambitious. That's the problem with Tiffany. She's too well connected at this stage. We're still in an alliance, though. It's still good. Out of these three, it doesn't really matter who wins. I think Whitney's the best. That's kind of good. Christian can't play next week. We had another shot at Tiffany. We need Derek gone, though, man. Keep him the same would be okay, but losing Frenchie is just devastating. Staying out of spotlight. Vote out Tiffany. Try again. 2-1. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We've already bonded with Frenchie, and Christian. We're in alliance with Whitney. Derek is the only problem. He's the outgoing HOH, so he can't play. We just got to have someone beat him in the veto. Anybody. Anyone. Oh, it's going to be one of these games, huh? Where we just get comped out. Christian wins. That's pretty bad. We really need Frenchie to be the replacement here. Okay. I'm going to bond with Derek. Because I think I could still survive the vote if it goes poorly. And if it goes well, I need some form of relationship with him. You know what I mean? Because I think I could get Frenchie's vote. I could get Christian's vote. They're not connected to Whitney at all. I'm connected to them in some ways. And if for some reason one of them votes against me, I don't think there's any chance Derek saves me. I was his initial nom. Whitney was a replacement. Okay, well I better see 2-0 right now. Shit. The gamble didn't work. I think if I do nothing, Derek still votes me out. But maybe I just get lucky here. Yeah. We just got unlucky there. I mean, he wins HOH at 6, so we can't play in 5. All we need to do is beat him in the veto. We have Christian in there to play. He wins the veto, and then he wins HOH. It's all one round previous. That went so bad so fast. It was just Derek. I mean, he was the only person who we weren't connected to. I don't know who voted against me there, out of Frenchie or Christian. Fuck. Who's going to win? It's Whitney and Christian. Between the two of them, I'll vote. Who do I think deserves it? I think Christian. We kind of dragged along Whitney. There we go. There we go. It was a good effort. That game was looking so promising. It just shows, like, it's not even about getting rid of the compies so you can win comps. It's just getting rid of the compies so, like, other people can win comps. You let him get too far, and it's just like, what is it, a 40-something% chance he wins every comp? It's just tough. Anyways, that'll do it. Fun stream. Love the viewership, doing pretty well for Survivor. I think it just shows that the hype is there. People are excited. Probably not going to stream again this weekend. Try to relax a little bit before law school starts back up. I'm on spring break, and we haven't had much time to break. Raid Morgan, sure. Tell Morgan to say hi. Join up. And I will see you guys.